Well, Hugh, let me start by just asking you, in your new film, Adam, you play Adam, who is a young man with Asperger's syndrome. What exactly is Asperger's syndrome, and how does it sort of manifest itself in your character?
Well, it's Asperger's syndrome is on the autistic spectrum, as they say, meaning that if at one end you have people with full-blown autism, a different phrase, and at the other end you have what they would call neurotypicals, like us. Asperger's lies somewhere in the middle, and essentially it's a condition that inhibits you in your communication with other people, because you can't read the signs that most of us rely on, the small nuances in voice or facial movement or behavior,
Right.
And that makes any kind of social interaction very, very difficult.
Right. And with the character of Adam, exactly how does it sort of manifest itself?
With Adam, it manifests itself, I mean, in those ways. You know, I mean, there are many things that make Adam specific, but in terms of his, I suppose, the symptoms that he displays, he's quite typical.
Right.
He, as I said before, you know, he takes things very literally. So unless something is made very, very clear, he can become confused or hear it the wrong way.
Right.
It's very hard for him to empathise with another person or imagine what they might be thinking.
Right.
And he can't really imagine that somebody might lie to him, and by the same token, he can't really tell a lie. So there's a sweetness to that. The heart of the story, I should say, almost first and foremost, is I think is not him and his Asperger's, but is the relationship between me and Rose's character, Beth. But you can imagine everything I've just described would make any kind of relationship, particularly a romantic relationship, fraught with difficulty.
Right, right. Well, now, I mean, this is the sort of role that, I mean, there are a lot of great actors who've played autistic characters. Peter Sellers, Sean Penn, of course, most famously. Well, that's true. That's true in being there. Yeah.
Being there, yeah.
Sort of more.
But yeah, you're right. I mean, I think
yeah.
of all of those movies that the one, and I just rewatched it the other day. The one that has the most bearing on Adam is being there.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So is this when you were offered this role? I mean, was that the attraction? That's sort of a role for an actor to sort of strut his stuff.
Actually, no, not at all.
No?
And I think if that thought had crossed my mind, I would have run in horror from the whole thing.
Right.
I'm not sure that people believe me when I say this, but it truthfully did not occur to me until after the event, until after I made the movie, that it might even be perceived in that way.
Right.
I think with any role, actually, I mean, but I think particularly something like this, the real ambition is that for somebody is not to be caught acting. I didn't want to go out and just do a lot of big acting, you know,
Right.
and somehow revel in the glory of playing somebody with a different mental condition. That doesn't interest me.
Right. Now, with you, Rose, I mean, the character of Beth, who falls in love with Adam. As I understand from talking to the director, Max, you just sort of you read this, and within a couple of days you'd accepted the role. What was it about the part that really attracted you?
I had never been offered anything like this before. She was very sort of unconventional character, and in many ways, I mean, she sort of embraces this guy who's obviously has this condition, and but it happens in a very organic way. They sort of slowly become friends, and then he kind of woos her in a way. Shows her the stars and the raccoons, and then they sort of fall into this romance, and she really does fall for him. And I just thought she had so much potential too on the page, which I really loved. And we were really lucky. Max really encouraged our performances and allowed us to really explore the humour in the roles, and he just knew it inside out so well, and he really got the tone right for our performances, which I think is so important when you're dealing with something like this, which is very sensitive.
Right, right. Well, that's it. I mean, your character of Beth is very sensitive and artistic. In a lot of ways, she's quite different from the role of Ellen that you play in Damages. Were you also sort of looking for, an alternative role, or a sort of
Yeah,
role that was
absolutely.
different from
No,
that
she's,
one?
You know,
Yeah.
Ellen's sort of under siege the whole time and very stressed out and has a lot of
Right.
paranoia and kind of fear.
Much
and,
easier for you to play, really.
So she comes naturally, whereas Beth, you know, playing Beth was somewhat liberating, I suppose. Yeah.
Right.